Miss Johnson was a respected teacher at the local high school. She was known for her intelligence, kindness, and dedication to her students. But there was a side of her that no one knew about. A side that was dark, cruel, and completely out of her control. One day during class, Miss Johnson's demeanor suddenly changed. Her eyes went cold, her voice became deep and menacing. The students were terrified as she began to rant about the sins of the world and the punishment that awaited them. But just as suddenly, her demeanor changed again. She was once again the kind and gentle Miss Johnson they knew and loved. The students were left shaken and confused, unsure of what had just happened. As the days went on, the episodes became more frequent and more violent. The students began to fear for their lives, never knowing which Miss Johnson they would encounter each day. It wasn't until the school's psychologist uncovered the truth about Miss Johnson's split personality disorder that the students finally understood. But by then, it was too late. The dark side of Miss Johnson had taken over completely, and there was no going back. After a long day of teaching, Miss Johnson was finally heading home. As she walked through the empty halls, she felt a sudden urge to check her reflection in the window. As she looked at herself, she saw a sinister smile spread across her face and her eyes turned dark. Suddenly, she heard a voice behind her. "Miss Johnson, is everything all right?" It was the school principal. Miss Johnson turned around, and her expression instantly changed. "Yes, everything's fine," she replied with a smile. As she walked away, the principal couldn't shake off the feeling that something was wrong. The next day, he called in sick, and Miss Johnson took over as the substitute principal. But as the day went on, her behavior became more erratic and her personality more split. By the end of the day, she had locked all the doors and windows of the school and barricaded herself inside. When the police arrived, they found her sitting in the principal's office, surrounded by the mutilated bodies of her students.